Thank you for watching, guys, and welcome back to Media Sales Strategies with Rudy. Today's episode is all about prospecting, and I'm going to share with you 6 ideas on where to go and find your next customer from. Stay tuned. Right, so you will have all heard the say sales is a numbers game. And that is true. And as a salesperson, you don't want to move away from the habit of putting volume of activity out there. But as we're getting more familiar with our sales role and more comfortable presenting our value proposition and representing our brand, then we also want to start thinking about working smarter and really maximizing the hours in the day. But that doesn't mean dropping our good outreach habits, whether that's via telephone, by email, social media, face-to-face meeting, and so on. It just means implementing some new creative ideas that are going to help us scout our next customer quicker. In my ongoing role as a partnerships director, I, for example, work with a proposition differentiated across events, digital, and used to be print as well. So throughout the years, I had to find a number of different places where to get my prospects from. Now, depending on whether you're selling event sponsorship, marketing solutions across digital, or subscriptions, you are going to have to identify the best possible destinations for your own lead sourcing. In one of the next episodes, I'm going to take you through some of the platforms and websites that I use on a daily basis to do my own prospecting. But for the purpose of today, let's dive in straight away onto the 6 ways that you can use immediately to get started with your prospecting. Number 1 for me, without a shadow of a doubt, is competitor events and platforms. No matter what the vertical or niche that you're working in is, chances are there is somebody out there that is already talking to your prospects, is already talking to your customer, and that is delivering, give or take, some similar services. Having worked in the same industry for the last 12 years, I've obviously familiarized myself with who our competitors are, what they offer, etc., etc. So whenever I'm in the quest for my next sponsor, the number 1 place I will go to first is 100% the website of my competitor. What you'll find is that in at least 90% of cases, a conference organizer will always tend to feature their confirmed sponsor on their event website. So if your event is also focusing on similar themes and your target audience is equally the same, that is 100% a great place to start. On one side, that's already immediately telling you that these sponsors have got a vetted interest in engaging with the same type of delegates that you will bring to your own events. On the other, not only you know that they've got a marketing budget available to be spent in getting visibility in front of the target group, but also that they see value in spending it specifically for events. So what I recommend doing is to bookmark every single competitor event website which is closest to the next project that you're working on, and making sure that you keep an eye on a very, very regular basis. You want to know first when they've got a new confirmed sponsor, and also if you are incentivized towards new business or getting new logos to the door, you also want to be the first one to get that. My second tip is look for companies that recently got funded. And there are a number of different websites that you can get that information from. One of them that I often use is called Crunchbase, but honestly, if you type it on Google, you can find a lot of different options there. There are a number of different reasons why a company will go for funding or investment, but in a large number of cases, a big portion of that amount normally is allocated towards marketing. With that in mind, having this piece of information at hand could be the difference between your existing customer spending £10,000 to now spending £100,000, and potentially your brand new business customer starting working with you after having said no to you over and over and over. Tip number 3 is watch for mergers and acquisitions. There are a number of different events that can lead to one of these 2 actions, and one of them could be that the company being acquired perhaps wasn't performing so well, But generally speaking, an acquisition is always going to be a sign of one of the parties strengthening. So for example, company A may have an offering or a solution that company B doesn't have, and company B may just want to buy company A just to enrich their own offering. And once an acquisition or a merger is completed, it is likely that the company who has made the purchase or has made the big move forward is going to want to make some noise about the new offering they have. Tip number 4 is watch for product launches. This can happen across a number of different type of businesses, but it is quite common within technology providers. And what you'll find is that when these organizations launch a new solution or a new version of their product, once again, they'll want to make people aware about it. And if that's the case, you're going to have a very good opportunity to capture some of that marketing budget that they would have allocated towards it. Tip number 5 is check for companies that are rebranding. Companies rebrand for a number of reasons. They may have a slightly outdated look and feel. They may have a logo or a brand identity that no longer represents them. Or very simply, they just want to leave their past behind and have a fresh start in front of the public. So here again, if they are choosing to rebrand, they're not going to rebrand and stay quiet about it. The whole point of it is that they want everyone to know it. So again, have a conversation, find out what their scope is, find out what their objectives are over the next 6 to 12 months, and see if there is an opportunity for them to choose you as the platform to promote and shout about their rebrand. The very last one, tip number 6, is what I called fear of being left behind. Any prospect that you are able to convert into business is ultimately going to get you a step closer from winning another customer of a similar genre. As your sponsorship campaign progresses, you are going to have a pool of confirmed customers, and you are going to be able to identify what category of offering they belong to. Say for example you're working on an IT security conference, and out of the 6 confirmed sponsors, 3 have got a very similar type of offering. That's going to put you in a tremendous position of strength when you're then going out for prospecting with another company that offers a very similar solution to what these guys do, right? If once talking to this new prospect, you're able to paint the picture that your conference attracts the best of best in IT security, and that all of their main competitors are already part of the event and then invested a marketing budget towards it, it's going to suddenly come across a lot more attractive for this new prospect to then accept the idea that they can't afford essentially not to be part of the event. Okay guys, those were my 6 tips on how to bring some more creative prospecting into your work. To recap, you want to keep your eyes open on who your competitors are working with. You want to be focusing on companies that have recently got funding. You want to be looking out for companies going through mergers and acquisitions, companies that have recently launched a new iteration of the product or a brand new product, organizations that have recently rebranded, and finally companies that are of similar nature of companies that you are already working with. Right, so I hope you find today's session useful and that you're walking away with some creative ideas to implement into your work starting from tomorrow. I really appreciate it if you leave some comments below with anything that you want to bring up about today, any question that you want me to answer, and any suggestion as well for any future episodes. And of course, if you are enjoying watching this and any of my other series, please press the subscribe button below and click on the little bell sign so that it will notify you when my next video is up. And on that note, I wish you guys a fantastic day, and I'll see you soon.